Hello and welcome to Our Kids, brought to you by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Fern Creek High School correspondent Jennifer Linhart. As 2015 comes to a close, we visit some of the great learning going on at JCPS. From the 5-star magnet programs to elementary school innovators, from students using farm fresh produce to community members making a connection. We'll also have stories from our 5-star high school student correspondents.
Jefferson County Public Schools seniors had the opportunity to listen to Dr. James Ramsey, the president of U of L. I'm Ballard correspondent Laurel Deppen, and I'll have the story.
For the first time ever, high school students got to tour GE Appliance Park. Jeffersontown high schoolers had a chance to see how their classes are preparing them for a career in manufacturing and engineering.
We go to J-Town. We're in their engineering program. I'm here at GE, and we went on a tour in the appliance park where they manufacture things in linear integration. And in my opinion, they're a bit more effective than Raspberry Pis because they're smaller. They showed us how they manufacture parts. Instead of getting them from outsourced places like China or India, they make them themselves here with raw materials they get from all over the world.
The question he asked is, can a press make more than one part at a time? The answer is no, each press normally makes only one part at a time. But you do have the ability to change molds from press to press.
We witnessed a lot of things from our school that we're training on being used in a factory, which is really cool. It shows that what we're learning is important. It shows that our program's doing the right thing, that we're moving in the right direction. It shows that we have all kinds of jobs and opportunities available for us.
We're not the only company in Greater Louisville that is expanding manufacturing operations.
A lot of the stations you see are set up, designed kind of to an operator or to a range of operator that it works with?
With their system that they're giving us, it gives us more of what you'll see in the actual field and gives you a feel of that. So you'll have that much of a more step into that. And it's not just throwing something new at you once you get into a business.
On the surface, we'd say that all this growth is fantastic, but for those of us in the industry, the growth has brought major challenges. One of the most significant is the lack of qualified applicants to fill the demand for manufacturing jobs, and many of the pool of applicants are unprepared to be successful in a manufacturing environment and perhaps unaware of the career opportunities that we have for them.
They did say that they're having a crisis for it, but with this crisis, it's building up the workforce. It's showing kids that they care. There's a lot of people that don't know these opportunities are available to them. And the programs like this are how private industry and nationalized systems like the education system come together and they work together for a solution that will essentially create an effect that we get a better workforce. Since you guys have linear integration, are able to have more manipulation over the feed rate of your parts, is it more energy efficient since it has to be made at another factory with different energy standards and then moved a distance so it could get here?
He was asking if it's more.
We have to, of course, start out with books and learn the math and everything, but going from that to applying it in class is incredible. I would much rather go to J-Town than any other school just because we're working hands-on and it can be applied in real life. I love the teachers and the teamwork there. It's fantastic. We're working together to solve all kinds of different problems. We're in a senior project. We're designing a table to bring to market. We're going through the entire engineering process. It's a great time.
It gives you a challenge every day. It's something new every time.
I'm looking at 3 or 4 different colleges, and all of them, are in this field. And I feel like I have all kinds of job opportunities available.
I myself am on a good track, but to see this, it's working to where a group of people can do it. It's Raspberry Pi, but the Arduino arsenal is more diverse than the Raspberry Pi.
Field Elementary is using the latest 3D printing technology to captivate their students' imagination. The Student Leadership Technology program lets students use their computer and coding skills to have real hands-on experiences.
I have to make sure I get all of her, because if I don't, she will have a lot of holes. We're in Field Elementary, and what we're doing is STLP, which is Student Technology Leadership Program.
And every week we have a different club in the morning. We either have 3D printing clubs, we have coding clubs, or we have Lego clubs.
I'm sort of in the coding group, and I like coding. Really like being able to make badges. That's my favorite of the club, probably. I think the most fun part about this is getting to come every morning before school and work with all the computers. My favorite so far was the one of Yarmouth.
We build these bobbleheads and we scan people's heads and we're making the body.
I was new here as a family resource coordinator. I have to provide after and before school activities. It's a part of what I do here. And it just seemed like it was a need. And as a resource person, you find things to meet that need, and this was just one of them.
We started up a web design club here, and it kind of branched out. We got a printer last year about December, and we decided to start printing out bobbleheads and stuff. I think we auctioned them off at the Fall Festival.
We have Mayor Fisher, which we went to see him. We have Bill Hollander.
Jack Conway, David Jones.
Dr. Hargens, so a lot of cool people.
It would be awesome to get like the president, like that would be awesome to have the president come in.
This idea was Mr. Joe's idea with the bobbleheads, that we go out and we find community leaders, people in the government.
We got Layla scanned in.
And our fifth graders, they're going to make a bust of themselves, put themselves in a government position or a legislative position, do research on that, and then we're going to put them up in the hallway with their paper so the kids can see them, see their paper, and we'll also have the bust of the community leaders in the government up with those kids in the hallway.
It's fun, and you get to work with computers. Like, I amaze myself that I know how to do this stuff.
Before I did this, I knew about like how to use computers and stuff, but after learning all this stuff, I thought, wow, I know so much more. So when I'm older, I'm going to know so much more about computers and stuff, and it would be fun to work on stuff like this in high school.
It helps you like learn more about technology and how to program things. I feel like I'm an engineer and a technology artist.
The most rewarding thing has just been setting the field and then watching where they take it. We bring the stuff in, we kind of give them a direction, you know, we tell them what we're going to do. We step back, and then all the kids from our club come in and start teaching the kids in the camp.
I enjoy seeing them smile. We have kids that are missing school because they're sick and mad because they were supposed to come to camp that day. So I see it as school's becoming exciting again. School's becoming more intuitive.
It's fun.
Hawthorne Elementary offers a Spanish immersion program where students achieve skills to help them communicate and build confidence. Correspondent Catherine Scott brings us the story.
Hawthorne Elementary is immersing their students in education in a spectacular way with their Spanish immersion program. Hawthorne is the only JCPS school with this program.
So their math and science instruction is entirely in Spanish, and that teacher just speaks Spanish. And their English, language arts, and social studies classes are entirely in English, and that teacher speaks just in English. And at the end of their time here in 5th grade, they have high proficiency levels in Spanish.
The Spanish immersion begins when the students enter kindergarten, and the intensity of the Spanish increases as the years go on.
Cinco. Yo, un bibísimo eres. Bibísimo. Entonces, bibísimo es alguien que quiere hacer una broma.
Both parents and students love the Spanish immersion program and how the program will benefit students in the future.
It kind of makes me feel like I have more of a chance in my future to like do more things and just go more places and stuff.
It really prepares them to be competitive in a global economy in the future.
I can go on trips and be able to speak the language. Maybe if other people in public need help with speaking English or Spanish, I can help them with that too. And I think it's just really fun.
Other schools around the world will have benefit or have seen benefit from that dual language programs. And this one is particularly important because it is, immersion in not only the language, but just the culture.
It's really fun to communicate with other Hispanic people, and I can have Spanish conversations with my friends, and it's really fun. It's a great program, and
learning math and science in 2 language helps a lot, and it might help in the future with some of my jobs that I might apply for, and I think it's a great opportunity for anyone to do.
En la vainita, con mucho cuidado, lo van a cortar, ¿ok?
Esta escuela es muy linda porque hay muchas personas que hablan español conmigo y practico español con ellas. Mi escuela es muy buena. Los maestros están muy buenos también porque pueden enseñar mucho español.
When you talk to students, teachers, and parents, it doesn't take long to realize that Hawthorne Elementary's Spanish Immersion program is truly giving students a multifaceted education and putting them on a fast track to a successful future. For Our Kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Catherine Scott.
We have a lot more stories about our kids coming up. Stay with us.
The portal is your online link for information about your child's grades, test scores, attendance, career choices, and much, much more. It's a fast and easy way to stay on top of what your child is doing in school. If your child's teacher has set up a virtual classroom, you can log on to JCPS online and access grades for class assignments or communicate directly with teachers. The Parent Portal offers a convenient way you can stay involved in your child's education. Do you need help providing school clothes for your child? The 15th District PTA Clothing Assistance Program can help provide uniforms and other clothing. Make an appointment with the Family Youth Resource Center at your child's school. Donations of new and gently used uniforms and clothing are also accepted. Call 485-7062 or 485-7450 for more information.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Fern Creek correspondent Jennifer Linhart. You don't normally see students cook lunches in the school cafeteria, but a select group of Atherton students prepared burritos, jicama slaw, and Mexican corn salad for their classmates. It was all part of the Farm to School program where JCPS introduces fresh ingredients to the menu.
We have beans and chicken, so it's really...
We are at Atherton High School today to celebrate Farm to School Week.
We're making chicken quinoa burritos with cheese, esquites de elotes, which is the Mexican corn salad, and we're also making jicama slaw.
A jicama is a root. I would describe it, it's kind of similar to a carrot almost. Has a similar crunchy texture to it.
All right, everyone, you have a unique opportunity to have chicken quinoa burritos. These are marinated chicken fajita strips, black beans, cheddar cheese, and quinoa.
We're featuring some of the local foods that we purchase from farmers right here in Kentucky.
We did the junior chef competition in August at the state fair, and Julia Boucher was there, who's the director of school nutrition services. She liked our recipe so much that she wanted us to serve it at Atherton.
They were the Region 7 winners, and they competed at the fair. They won their first round, and unfortunately were defeated in the second round. So I said, you know what, we need to feature this recipe on our menu.
We decided to go with quinoa instead of rice for the burritos because it's higher in protein.
You have to put like a certain amount of chicken in each one.
You have to have a whole lot of certain amounts of like protein and stuff in different dishes. I just wasn't aware of the certain like nutritional and like calorie values that you had to meet with certain dishes.
This is healthy food, and like everyone thinks healthy food is gross, but this food's actually delicious. So I think it's important for like kids to realize that healthy food doesn't have to be gross.
I don't even like some of the ingredients that are in it, but I think it's so good. Like, it's something I would definitely eat. So I think if I like it, then they would probably like it.
I don't know what it actually is, but it's really good and I like it.
I don't really try that many new foods, but once in a while I try some, and if it's good, then I'll just buy a lot.
I would like it because I don't really buy school lunch that much because it's not that appetizing usually.
It's healthier, so more people can eat better and not have preserved stuff and unhealthy stuff.
Can I please have a burrito? Studies have shown you introduce farm-to-school products, kids tend to eat more of it and are more interested in it.
That's Pickamus Law.
And tortoises.
I mean, it's pretty good.
So it's important that we know what kids today are eating, and they can kind of introduce us to some of the unique flavors and styles that they prefer. And if we can incorporate that into our program, it only helps us increase participation.
I'm pretty sure that most of my friends are going to be getting school lunch today because they've been waiting for a while to see what I've been working on in the kitchen.
Fern Creek High School's Global Issues class tackles topics like agriculture and business with an international perspective. Correspondent Shelby Hershenrader shows us how students are using these skills for profit.
Many people find themselves saying, "I'll never use this in the real world," but they've never taken Fern Creek's Global Issues class. This class focuses on many worldly issues and also to help students prepare for life after high school. Students who participate in the class are allowed access to the school garden, school chickens, and a full kitchen in order to become self-constructive businessmen and women. Teacher Joe Franzen gives students many hands-on opportunities in class, such as starting their own businesses.
So one of the things that I did is I pushed to get a lot of these students that I've worked with before that know how to think interdisciplinarily and have developed a series of hands-on skills to get them all in a class period where we could develop a student-run, hands-on, project-based learning experience. That's where these businesses came from. I challenged the kids to be able to put their passions, capitalism, and compassion together with our community here at the Creek.
Many students involved in these businesses take away people skills, budgeting, and a great experience. Senior Vanessa Ortiz describes what she takes away from her egg business.
Just knowing that there's somebody every day going out there and helping them and making sure that like their coops are nice and clean and that the places that they lay their eggs are nice and clean, and I can take the eggs, and also just to be able to like give eggs to staff members and like just let them buy like cheap eggs that they don't have to go all the way to the store, and a lot of them like it too.
One group in particular focuses on providing a healthier option for younger students at Fern Creek Elementary. Elena Coulter, co-founder of the Snack Shack, explains what she provides towards the community.
So we created a business to provide healthy alternatives for elementary school kids because after school, normally they're really hungry and they ask their parents like, can we go to McDonald's drive-thru, let's get a hamburger or something, and that's not really a healthy option. So when we created this business, it helps the parents like give their kids something healthy to eat after school.
The many businesses allows Mr. Franzen to see potential in his students, as well as preparing them for their future opportunities. And for our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Shelby Hershenrader.
We have more great stories about JCPS students. Stay tuned.
Do you need help providing school clothes for your child? The 15th District PTA Clothing Assistance Program can help provide uniforms and other clothing. Make an appointment with the Family Youth Resource Center at your child's school. Donations of new and gently used uniforms and clothing are also accepted. Call 485-7062 or 485-7450 for more information.
I'm neurosurgeon Shad Badiwala, Seneca High School class of 1989. I am JCPS.
I'm Ballard High School junior Brianna Owens, and I've been selected for the Wharton School of Business Summer Institute. I am JCPS.
I'm Marshall Goldsmith, Valley High School class of 1967. Executive Leadership Coach, I am JCPS.
I'm Justin Cornwell, Eastern High School class of 2007, and I played a young Muhammad Ali. I am JCPS.
We are JCPS.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Fern Creek correspondent Jennifer Linhart. Make the Connection is a program where community members meet with 7th graders to talk about their careers and educational paths. Let's take a look at how things went at Conway Middle School.
What's your favorite subject? Math. Do you guys have any idea what you want to do when you grow up?
We're at Conway Middle School, where we have our 3rd day of the Make the Connection program.
Oh, okay, I see.
Community volunteers come in and speak to our kids.
Jonathan, I'm Mike. I work in an architecture office.
About possible career choices and things that they're interested in.
One thing that I really like is talking to somebody who does what you do.
I'm gonna be a mechanic engineer. If I won't be that, I won't be in the military.
I want to be a lawyer or a professional athlete.
What's your favorite subject?
Lunch.
Lunch. That don't count. You got come back. We're coming back to you. What's your favorite subject?
Sometimes they're not really sure what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, how that impacts their future life goals. Make the Connection program kind of bridges that gap.
You know, playing sports, you want to do that for a living. If that doesn't work out, you got to find what the thing is that you love most in life, And so that's why I am where I am today, because I love what I do.
The community folks that come in, they're able to share their experiences and how they got to where they are now, and a lot of times that might put a kid on a totally different path.
Majored in music, but then I decided that I wanted to be a doctor.
A lot of questions about how he went to college and how he did the job. He liked doing his job.
That's okay, you're still young.
It's been very positive. We've participated in this program for years and found it to be very successful.
Take this on your mirror, take it in your room somewhere, and every day you say these affirmations to yourself, and I guarantee you, you'll feel better.
Very rewarding for both students and the community participants.
The University of Louisville president visited seniors at Ballard High School to talk about their futures. Correspondent Laurel Deppin brings us the story.
Somebody had an idea, and the most important input into the production process today is brain power. It's human capital, it's knowledge. We live in a knowledge-based economy.
The president of the University of Louisville, Dr. James Ramsey, came to speak to students at Ballard High School about U of L and to offer helpful advice on college readiness. With these talks, he hopes to accomplish two things.
I head across the state every year and visit as many high schools as I can, and always visit, of course, our Jefferson County high schools. And so the first message is the importance of students continuing their education. The second message is we would like for the great students here at Ballard and other schools we visit to look us up at the University of Louisville.
Dr. Ramsey not only discussed the great opportunities at the University of Louisville, but also the benefits of a college education.
Never has a college degree been as important as it is today. We live in a changing world economy. What happens in Greece, what happens in China, what happens in Syria, all have an impact on us here in Louisville and in Kentucky. We live in an economy where the jobs of today are very different than the jobs of yesterday, and we don't even know what the jobs of tomorrow will be.
Ballard seniors walked out more confident about the college application process.
I learned that the higher the ACT score you receive can get you better scholarships in the university.
I feel more prepared to go to college, and there's a lot more activities to get involved in.
Students learned numerous tips for their upcoming college future. I'm Ballard correspondent Laurel Deppin for Our Kids.
In Our Kids news, we'd like to congratulate Englehart Elementary's second grade teacher, Joshua Dewar, who was named the 2016 Kentucky Elementary Teacher of the Year. Dewar shares some of his advice on teaching.
I think everyone knows why we are here, boys and girls. One of our teachers this year, if you look at this poster over here, or this wonderful poster, Mr. Dewar won a huge award this year as the 2016 Kentucky Elementary Teacher of the Year.
I was just very surprised and very shocked. This whole thing has been a very humbling experience. Again, I don't think I'm all that different than most of the teachers in our building, let alone most of the teachers in the district. I mean, there's 40,000 phenomenal teachers in the state of Kentucky, and to have made it through this whole process has been a big surprise.
So that's a huge award to win, because only one elementary school teacher in the whole state wins that award. All right, so I believe he should be on his way.
I had a tip up in the stairwell that something weird was going on, but this was a complete surprise. None of my kids let me know that anything was going on. No one had any idea. I had no idea this was happening. So this was very, very flattering and a pretty cool experience. I received a letter saying I'd made it to the final 24. And after that, then they contacted me to say that I was in the final 9 and asked to do a classroom observation. So they were here late September, early October to do the classroom observation, and they watched me teach a science lesson with the kids. And then after that, we all went to Frankfurt on Tuesday, and we found out who the winner was. I was sitting between two women, and they started the biography, and the women said, "I think that's you, I think that's you," and I was like, wow, yes, that is me. And so finally the woman on my right actually said, "I think you have to stand up, like I think you have to go up there," because it was so surprising.
That is an awesome award. Again, great job, and congratulations to you.
I love what I do. No 2 days are ever the same, and I would never change what I do for anything in the world. I really honestly do feel called to be where I am, and especially in our school. If I could say anything, it's that I wish there were more men in elementary ed, especially in K1, 2, and 3. I think that the opportunities that we have to really connect with students who maybe don't have a positive connection with another male is exceptional. And I mean, on bad days and good days, I love seeing my students grow. In second grade especially, we go from reading picture books to chapter books, from writing sentences to paragraphs. This is a year of exponential growth, and I love seeing our students come in at one place and leave so ready for third grade and so ready for the world ahead of them.
Well, first I have to say that I am so surprised because of the 22 of you, no one said anything about today. So that's pretty good. You should pat yourselves on the back for being really good secret keepers, because I was completely surprised today. The Teacher of the Year award actually could go to every single teacher who teaches in this building.
I think this is one of the best schools in JCPS, and a lot of folks don't know that because of our location, or don't hear us a lot on the news, but the hard work that happens here every day to help our students succeed really is occurring behind the scenes, and it's maybe not as well publicized or as well known, but Inglehart's a great place to be. There's no other place like it in JCPS.
So thank you so much.
A big congratulations also goes out to Peyton Adelman, student at the Academy at Shawnee, for receiving the Top Junior of the Year award from the Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps.
Congratulations, Peyton. Joining in the recognition is his principal, Anita Benbow.
And congratulations to Lindley Schroering, principal at Lewer Elementary School, for being selected as a Class of 2015 National Distinguished Principal. The National Association of Elementary School Principals recognizes leaders from across the nation for setting high standards, increasing student achievement, and enhancing the climate for the students, families, and staff. Don't forget, the application period for Jefferson County Public Schools is now open through January 8th. You can find more information on the JCPS website or call 485-6250. Thanks for watching our show. We hope you enjoyed it. You can find full episodes of Our Kids on the JCPS YouTube channel. Joining me is the crew from Fir Creek High School who helped put this show together. Until next time, keep supporting Our Kids.